What is up, YouTube? Okay, so for this game I went with Saracens because I saw there were 3 Persians in the game. I'm going to show you how I do my start. So all villagers will build a market. I will buy all the stone, and I will chain queue town centers around the market so that way the villagers spread out. And then I will queue corner markets. And the reason I am taking up that entire space is because if you look at the bottom right, I'm on the small side of the Michi map. So thankfully, because Green is a team player, he listens and he markets on the other side. Now my plan here was to market, focus on food and gold collection after I hit a certain amount of wood, and to power through whoever is in front of me. Now the reason that I don't focus on walling as much is because if I am playing aggressively, or if I am pushing my front with everything that I have, there is no need for walls. In a sense that how a player would wall if they were preparing to play defensively. I don't play that way with Saracens. With Saracens, I am incredibly aggressive. I put everything into a single attack, and if that doesn't work, I will keep trying, so to speak, because my economy is going to be far greater than anyone else in the game by how I play. This is not me being overly confident or whatever. This is just me being satisfied and comfortable with the way that I play. I know there are a lot of Michi players that do not micro, and if you are able to out micro that player in front of you, especially if they are a good civilization like Khmer, Persian, Saracens, or what have you, you can power through them, and you can not easily defeat them, but you can beat them. Now, because I need gold, I am going to be taking all the relics, which not a lot of players will collect the relics, so it's perfectly fine. At the end of the game, that's like, I think, an extra 16 to 20,000 gold if the game is maybe around 30 to 40 minutes long. It could be more. But I'm going to zoom forward a little bit. See, the only walls and gates that I am making are the ones that are separating my castles, which is normally what I like to do, and the walls that are separating my economy from where I'm going to be building my military production buildings. Always remember, you want to have your military buildings in your on the front lines. You don't want them mixed in with your economy at all, because that creates an opening for the enemy to send in raiders to attack your trade, your farms, what have you, whatever you have back there that could potentially hinder your push. Now, 7 minutes left in the treaty. This is a 20-minute treaty game. So around, we'll say when it's like 1 to 2 minutes left in the treaty is whenever I start making military. Now as Saracens, I will have 4 groups of siege onagers, and I will rush cut. I will show you exactly what I mean as soon as this treaty ends. So trying to clear off all of that. I don't want anything blocking my army. I did tell Green to have his unique unit ready. That way he could push with me, and we can basically overpower. I did see that it was Khmer in front of me, and yeah, but that's how I make 4 groups, and then this is how I rush cut. Constantly spamming 1, 2, 3, and 4, and right clicking on the wood line. This is basically, I actually learned this from Nova, and it works incredibly well. And then I patrol units to the front line, and then I micro them through while I am trying to make the wood line wider. The reason I placed that tower is because I wanted a way to attack the blues villagers, but it wasn't really necessary. It wasn't needed at all. So once I am comfortable with the wood line, then I group all of my siege onagers 1, and then I heavily micro them to attack large groups of enemy units. I'll micro my heavy camels to attack the onagers. while my main lukes are basically providing a meat shield for my siege. It is very important to protect your siege onagers because they are expensive. Mind you, your focus isn't chopping wood anymore. Now it's pushing and keeping up with your food and gold economy. That way you can sustain this push. If you're able to sustain the push, you can win the game. But you have to micro your army. So with me fighting Persians and Khmer now, Mamluks are very key, and heavy camels are key to attack onagers. Siege onagers are there to attack the castles and military production buildings of the enemy team. That way, it takes their army longer to reach if they have military buildings in the back, and it slows them being able to stop you. If you can focus on their military buildings, they can't really do anything to stop you because they can't create army, basically. But also what I am doing is I was changing my stables gathering point to wherever the onagers were, because I'm focusing more so on my onagers and trying to keep that wall with my Mamluks to cover my onagers. And now my onagers are on the front lines, and they are attacking that massive group of ballista elephants. And then they will go for the castle, the gate, and create a doorway, basically. But I will go ahead and cut this off. This is just a general explanation as to how I played this game in particular. So, thank you guys for tuning in. Drop a sub if you are not already, if you like the content. If you don't like the content, I'm all for it as well. Thank you guys for being here. Cheers.